Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video. I got a comment that I wanted to address in the video. So the comment that we're going to talk about is from the video Silly Maybe But Helpful Yes, and that's the video where I talk about how, I'll have students basically just pretend like they're playing on a flat surface, whatever. And the way that we move when we do this is actually how we should fundamentally move when we play piano. So it's not a matter of pushing with the fingers, it's a matter of just standing and supporting the weight of the hand. Anyway, so on that video, there's a comment that says, you can play like this even without using any arm weight. What's needed is the movement of the fingers. Now I wanted to address this because this is actually completely incorrect, though it's a very common thought, okay? So the example that I would use is that the problem is that the fundamental difference is whether you're pushing with the fingers or you're standing with the fingers. And when you push with the fingers, where the energy is coming from is completely different, right? Whether it's sitting with weight, where all my fingers are doing is going up and down, and when my finger hits the bottom here, like when it hits the bottom, key bed position, it's not pushing at all. Nothing changes when I lift my hand because it's just supporting my weight. And the same thing, right? I can lift my hand and nothing changes because I'm not pressing, right? I'm just supporting that weight. And the problem is that if we were using pressing motions in our fingers, so it's a finger-oriented approach, but we're using all these arm motions, right? So we're doing the same idea where it's like, oh, there's all this arm movement, rotation, etc. Well, the problem is that the arm weight will actually just start working. And that's actually what I do with transfer students a lot. So I have middle school, high school transfer students often. I don't talk about arm weight because if I start talking about arm weight and all this kind of stuff, they usually are like, what's this guy talking about? And they think I'm a little nutty, maybe. And I've even had parents pull their kids out of lessons because they're like, I just want someone who teaches piano, not obsesses over obscure things that no one cares about, whatever. And the reason why I don't talk about it is that, but also because if I just have them start using circular motion or rotation, guess what happens? The pressing motions become less because the nerves in my hand and my arm subconsciously go, well, wait a second, I don't need to do this actually, because all I have to do is just support the weight of my hand or arm. The problem is that when we use pressing motions with the fingers, it locks up the entire hand. I mean, you can just try that. Push your finger down until you feel like, okay, I'm hovering and I'm just pushing my finger down like this. From here all the way to my elbow feels tight and tense, as if it's like locked in concrete, okay? This is because this pushing motion like this, it tenses the entire hand, because this is the kind of motion, this pressing motion with the fingers is the same motion that we use to grasp things. When you grasp something, guess what? The wrist stiffens up, the hand stiffens up, the elbow stiffens up, the entire arm, everything stiffens up together. That's why it doesn't work. That's why people have so much tension, they get fatigued, they have pain, etc., etc. Because we're essentially trying to play the piano, especially when people talk about this stroking motion. This is something that I really, really detest. Because you're literally using this grasping motion like this, okay? It's like I pick up, something heavy and I'm like this, and I'm squeezing it. Your whole arm is just like, feels tight and tense. I posted a video a while ago, I think it's called Finger Independence is Impossible or something like that. And in that video, I talk about this aspect of when you push with the fingers, okay, so you're not standing, but you're actually pushing with the finger, you have sympathetic movements in other fingers, it stiffens the hand. There's actually a study that I talk about, a medical study that was done where they tested people, and They also tested individual sort of independence movements, and the same thing was true. And so my answer to this question would be, you think that this is true, but the reality is it's not true. You're actually using arm weight, and it all comes down to where the power, where the energy is coming from. When you're doing this, okay, I'm just like, little man, you're not pushing with your fingers. You're just standing up and supporting that weight. That's exactly the same thing. When you start pushing with the fingers, everything stiffens up, everything tightens up, and it doesn't work. Hope that was helpful.